Well, it's been a long day of figuring out bits, pins, and Lord knows what. But one small success before I call it quits. I'm assembling this board. I'm hoping it fits. Oh, my firebox is done for the metal streamlined. Good. Anyway, I'll show you what this is about. This is the this chuff sound for a steam engine, and I'm trying to do this with one hand, and of course as soon as I move this one moves, and it's nothing, it just can't. Okay, let's try it. About as good as I could do, and I'm left-handed. I'm not left-handed, I mean. Okay, so chuff sound. This is a board that I had a poor sound on it, and I sent it back, and he charged me a little bit of money, but we got the good sound on now. So if you're going slow, that's a good chuff. So this chuff board, if I mount this up here, should work. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll just give you a little dry run, kind of, what we're going to do. I've got this wired stuck to a speaker. It's gonna, oh god, it's got those leads. Don't worry about it. They'll hang out the back a little bit, something like that. And I've got this. This is the read switch. It's going to read this power from down here and switch the relay to whether the motor's running or not. Okay. These are the connector wires that will go to this switch right there. And when it's in contact, we get a chuff sound. So they're going to be on the normally closed leads. These are the ones that are going to go to the soundboard up here, to this relay up here, and trigger the sound. Actually, they'll go to the input side of all the circuitry that's sticking up here. So these are the through-hole versions of the parts that I have, and this is not quite everything. I need a couple trim pots, but it's pretty close. So you can see it's not going to be. Speaker boards are taking all the real estate here. So okay, but in any case, it's gonna be okay. And I might try to tighten this up. If I can trim it down to this level, that might be a better plan ahead thing. These are not soldered in yet. I hadn't quite figured out how I wanted to do that. So, and they're not wired yet. You can see that I got to do all the runs, but I wanted these to get hooked up and sort of in a way that looks like it's there for real. And how could it work and how would it work? So you can see this is going to be great. I left myself enough room for that to go over there. And then the speaker, which is sort of hanging out over here, he can that won't work. That speaker's not going to work. I have to get a smaller speaker, something that will fit in here. I have a couple speakers, but I don't have any boxes for them. I'm going to have to print a speaker box and see what I can come up with. But we're close. We're closer. I don't know why I keep saying that, because we've proven every aspect of this thing has been proven. So we know it'll work. Now what we're doing is trying to get it to work as good as we can, given the constraints the system gives us. For example, the high-speed RPM that this engine can only do because of the controller that we're using. Later, very soon, I hope, we'll be able to get by that. But right now, we got a high-speed rev, so I had to go down in the chuff count. So now I'm down to 1 per rev, which is just like the old Flyer stuff. And I think we're going to get a nice chuff, chuff, chuff as we go around. And as we speed up, it'll maintain, a good sound as well. And get the smoke fan and the blade and the heater and all that ironed out to the optimal, to whatever this circuit's going to need. But to get this on here like this was one of my nightmares. And it's just at the point of not quite, being almost too tight. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull these off, and I already got these mounted, but I don't care. I can protect them. I'm gonna trim it down to about the second row of holes, trim it down so it's just a shade over this wide. That'll work. I think that'll work. You can't go past the dotted line. That's where I'm going to have my smoking mounted up in its intercooler. You know, this thing, these heat sinks are going to stick out, and that's going to need room. Okay. Boy,